Okay, I know it's been a while since I've uploaded or streamed or really done anything. Haven't really been in the mood. Uh, Crimson Vows come out. I've got a collector booster for you guys. We can open it up and then see how it goes. Um, Smells interesting. Weirdly enough, the set boosters were a little bit more than the regular booster boxes, even though you do get less cards. I do prefer the set boosters though, just because you kind of do get more like of the art cards, of other cards that are usually kind of worth it more to trade. I actually kind of forgot these give you a box topper. I did the other ones? I don't even remember. Okay. Oh, hey, this is the commander I actually kind of wanted to make, so that's kind of cool. It's an interesting one. Very similar to Jace, except you get a big dude. Well, you get a card that lets you cast big things. You get two box toppers? Is that right? I thought there was just one box topper. Okay. Well, this one's not a flip one. This is Van Helsing's Holy Word. Enters the battlefield, exile target creature with mana cost 3 or less, and then when an opponent casts a vampire spell with the same name, uh, I gain 2. That's kind of okay, I guess. I mean, that one's a really weird and just very specific card to put as a box topper, but I guess that's kind of why they're there, is because it's not anything special. I'm going to put him on top since he's definitely the more interesting card to have as a box topper. The other one is cool, but it's something. I guess you can really just get those cards normally in the set, but it's like a guaranteed one. They're really pushing these. If I could open this, that would be nice. I really can't open this. What the heck? Well, I don't want to ruin the cards, obviously, so that's why I'm kind of doing it. Um, I just recently heard about Alchemy for Magic Arena. That's gonna be interesting. I don't think it's gonna last. I mean, honestly, doing two different standards, I cannot believe I can't open this. What the heck? Dude, what is this pack? They super glued it or something? Was this searched or something? Like, what is this? Why am I getting, like, impossible to open packs? Like, this must have been glued together or something. Like, what is this? Like, what? Okay. Um, that's interesting. That's gotta be, that's gotta be something. Like, I don't know why. These ones are really hard to open for some reason. I hope this hasn't been searched. Um, I mean, we'll see. I mean, for the most part, a lot of these are just regular commons. We've got a forest. Um, oh, this one's a mythic. Interesting. Okay, so it has training. Trains exile up to one creature from the battlefield or a graveyard. When it leaves the battlefield. Oh, you put them. Oh, I see. So you like get rid of your cards and then return them. Okay. Occult Epithy. Draw X cards and discard X cards. Create a spirit for each card type. Discarded this way. It's interesting. Choose a number between 0 and 13. Each player sacrifices that many creatures. I do kind of like that. So we got some alternate art ones. If you would draw a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library, you get to play them. I really have no clue what I'm doing with the piles for these. Um, let's see. Uh, Enters the battlefield, does 1 damage to each opponent, and you create a blood token. Okay. And then a nice, you know, token. I have no clue what I'm doing anymore. It's been so long. Uh, it does that much damage to any target. So it's kind of like one of those. There's a lot of them. that do this kind of effect where they, if this gets damaged, you do something. That's cool. It's an interesting rare. A lot more angry or whatever. Or like, oh wow, these are really hard to open. They had to have been searched. Like, what is this? I got it off of TCG. I don't know why it feels so like I'm really having to fight the pack just to open it. Don't really know if there's any interesting commons or uncommons. I usually just skip through them. Let me know if you guys actually want to see that stuff. Uh, because I usually just skip through them most of the time, even though they're all foil. I have to make sure I'm also showing it to the camera. So if you didn't see any of those, just ignore that bit. um, the beginning of your end step, sacrifice a non-demon creature, and then if you do create a token, that's a copy of this. That's kind of interesting. Works really well with Shadowborn Apostles, which are fun. Uh, as long as this is soul bound with something else, that makes each opponent mill, which is kind of cool. Dollhouse is a really fun card. That one is actually interesting. When it attacks, sacrifice a blood token. If I do, put a 1/1 counter on it and draw a card. So more blood token stuff. Search the Count's Castle. Draw 3, then discard 2 unless you discard a basic land. Here's the new Kaya. She has the ability to double your tokens if you -2 her. And then her +1 is creatures you control gain Death Touch until end of turn, and put a +1/+1 target creature you control. So that one's actually pretty good. I actually like that. It's an interesting design. At the beginning of your upkeep, any opponent may sacrifice a creature. If no one does, transform it, and then it transforms into a 3/3 flyer, and then it has +3 or +2/+0 as long as a human or your opponent controls a human. This card will be pretty interesting. When you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX red dragon illusion with flying and haste, where X is the mana spent to cast it, and you exile that dragon at the end of combat, or at the end of the turn. The beginning of the end step. There we go. Wow, these had to, there's, like, what is this? Why are these so bad? I guess maybe it really is just legitimately the thing. I don't know. I don't know what good pools people are already taking that warrant if you were gonna search these. Geralf Visionary Stitcher is pretty cool because your zombies get flying and you can. It's a good sack outlet. So for my zombie tribal deck, it's actually pretty good because if you play Geralf and Gisa, the commander, you can get your Enter the Battlefield effects for zombies again. Each player may discard their hand and draw cards equal to the greatest mana value of a commander they own, or on the battlefield or in the command zone. That's pretty good, especially with all these people playing low-costed commanders. I have no clue where I'm putting half of this stuff. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, choose one. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and trample. Target land adds 3 mana until or 3 green until end of turn. Draw a card if you control a creature of power 3 or greater, and game 3. Enters the battlefield. Create 2 blood tokens. That's alright. Quincy Harker, which is actually something else. It transforms, I bet. No, it does not. I would have lost that bet. It gets +3/+2 as long as you control 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard. Oh, I got 2 of them. That's how good he is. He's just that good. Um, Kind of funny that they're like specifically named cards, but then they're also not legendary. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature with mana less than the number of vampires you control, and tap it and gains haste. Okay, until the turn, yeah. I don't know why that's a rare. It's not that great. uh, so does X damage to target creature or planeswalker, and you gain X, where X is the number of creatures you control, or where X is the amount you pay into it. So like I like the cleave. It's just it does feel like a kicker cost really. They could have just done kicker, because the wording would pretty much be easier to tell for newer players. Because the kicker cost could have just been literally uh, just X. I mean, could have been red and X, and then just do +1, I guess, or something like that. Okay, let's figure out where I'm moving everything. Chandra Dressed to Kill. I like this card actually. You get a lot of the foil is really making it really hard to see, but one damage to up to one target player or planeswalker, you get a red, or you exile the top card of your library. If it's red, you may play it this turn. And then -7, you do some fancy shenanigans. Other spirits you control in melee prevent all melee or combat damage or non-combat damage that be dealt as spirits you control. And this one you get to choose the beginning of your combat on your turn. Tap target creature or target creature is untapped during its controller's untap phase. Some of the fancy vampires. Harker's Journal or Investigator's Journal. It enters the battlefield with a number of suspect counters on it equal to the greatest number of creatures a player controls. 2 mana, remove a suspect counter, draw. 2 mana, sacrifice it, draw. So I guess you could pay 4 really and just draw. I guess it would be like a pay 6, but um this one's cool. I like his art, but I don't know if he's a very good card. He has such a long effect. Honestly, I probably shouldn't even read them. I mean, I don't even know. Like, I only know Necro Duality is good because it's like literally the chase card in the set. That enchantment that like it's like they keep printing enchantments that are just like do a lot of things, and everyone goes bananas for them because they do a lot of things. Um, Ooh, this one was fun in drafting, because you just keep giving them blood tokens, and since they make blood tokens themselves, you just kill them with it. So that card literally just wins games. He gets +1/+1 for each card your opponents own in exile, and when it or another horror enters the battlefield, target opponent exiles the top card of their library until they exile a land card. That's pretty cool. Enters the battlefield, exploit, destroy target creature, and it does 1 damage to you. Um, When it or another vampire or non-token, oh man, okay, when it or another non-token creature you control dies, create a blood token. When you create a blood token, if you control 5 or more blood tokens, transform 3/3 Voldaren Bloodcaster. That's really weird. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, a up to one target blood token becomes a 2/2 black vat, and with haste and other stuff. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the blood token synergy stuff, but it's interesting, I guess. It's something new. I have no clue where I'm putting like 90% of this stuff. And there's this guy. These guys were annoying in Brawl because you just like pump one dude up and then everything else gets like a bajillion stuff. And they have first strike and reach. So it's just like pump them up a bunch, hope they don't get removed. If they get removed, you usually just quit. So it was kind of funny playing it in Brawl. Like I hated it in some sense because it's just it makes the match just like so one-sided around one like simple wow, these packs there's no way these packs weren't searched. Like what? They just feel so like terribly put together. I hope they're searched at this point because otherwise this is like bad quality. Maybe that's why these packs haven't been that expensive. It's just they don't. They've been really dropping the ball on all the quality. Each player chooses a non-land permanent they control. Will return all non-land permanents not chosen this way to their owner's hand. Then you draw a card for each opponent who has more cards in hand than you. It's interesting. I probably would play it in my blue deck. Enters the battlefield. Investigate X times, where X is the number of opponents you have. When you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 spirit. When you gain life, put a counter on it. As long as it has 4 more counters on it, it has flying and vigilance. And has 10 counters on it, it has indestructible. Yeah, that seems good. Training, when you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 white human soldier with training. That one's cool. I actually might even play a deck with it just to like it's not gonna be good, but it'll be fun. Um and this one transforms. Too much text to read it all, but it's cool. It's a cool card. It's kind of like Leviathan Tribal, I guess you could play with it. I guess you could do a couple of things with it, but Leviathan Tribal would probably be the best one. Not Leviathan, but Kraken and Leviathans, I guess, too. Just anything big. Big guy tribal. And blue and black, which is probably not the colors that usually go along with that. I put that in the wrong pile, but whatever. This one's pretty great to get because the land's foil land that probably everyone's going to be playing is pretty good. I'll just put that there, and then is paired with another creature. Each of those creatures has, when this creature dies, you may return to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. That seems kind of crazy. I have not seen anyone talking about it. And I have no clue why, because it seems pretty good. Old Rustian. There's a battlefield, or at the beginning, and there's a battlefield at the beginning of your upkeep mill card. If it's a land card, create a treasure token. If it's a creature card, get a 1/1 insect. If a non-creature, non-land card is milled this way, create a blood token. I'm going to assume I'd probably make a deck where the blood token is not the thing you're getting, because that sucks. Like, it's so hard to figure out where I'm putting anything. At the beginning of your upkeep, oh yeah, that's the choose one. My Trample Tribal deck would probably like that card because you get so many different options. Because that one ability to draw a card every turn would be good. Like, see, this just seems weird. Why is it? I gotta look up videos and see, like, if it's just me. Because this is really bad how everything else is breaking apart but the sleeve. Hopefully not the cards, because I kind of want those. See, we're going to keep them in the wrong pile. Everything, it doesn't matter anymore. It's just complete chaos. My life is complete chaos at this point, too. So this is the one that's like a 2/2 4/4 spirit, and then you sacrifice at the end of combat if it attacks or blocks, and then you get something back. And then attacking vampires you control have Death Touch and Lifelink, and whenever a vampire you control dies, pay 2 and draw a card. It's pretty good. Beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 red human soldier token. Then if you control exactly 13 permanents, you may sacrifice it. When you do, it deals 7 damage to any target. So probably better in the human tribal deck. Blood token guy. Okay, let's... Sisters of the Undead, a vampire noble, flying haste. When it attacks, return target creature card from your graveyard. See, it's weird because they have the regular name here, like Olivia Crimson Bride. Uh, You return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking, and then when you don't control legendary vampire, you exile it. So that's something you want to avoid usually. Um, at the beginning of combat on your turn, target werewolf or wolf gets +2/+2, and when an opponent casts their second spell each turn, make a 2/2. I actually think that card is pretty crazy. Like, if you just pay 3 mana, you don't even have to be playing a werewolf deck at all. Just whenever an opponent casts their second spell, you make a 2/2. It would be better on early on, obviously, but like it's not insane, but it's pretty good, I would assume. There's like a lot of cards though. Like you could say Rhystic Study and wow, Mystic Remora. Holy crap, dude! These packs are insanely terrible to open. They're so bad. I'm just separating everything a little bit. It's not even ordered anymore because we don't do that. Exile a creature card from your graveyard and put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it has activated abilities of all creatures exiled with it. Is paired with another creature. Each of those creatures has the beginning of combat on your turn. Create a token that's a copy of this creature, except it has haste and loses all abilities. So that's pretty cool. Is dealt damage, deals that much damage to any target. Yeah, it's the werewolf guy again. Create a blood token, and then it does 2 damage to each non-vampire. You create a thing. The art looks really nice. It's just stuff you've already seen sometimes. This one's can be a 1 mana get a land or 4 mana search your library for something. I'd actually probably play that in certain decks where I guess the main thing about Cleave, though, compared to Kicker, is it's actually kind of worse than Kicker, since you technically can't pay the Kicker cost when you cast it from, like, without paying its mana cost. Uh, so there is that. Um, it's interesting that they do put... So this one is Flying Lifelink Protection from Vampires. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of permanents you control that are spirits and or enchantments, and then it has Disturb 5, so you cast it from the graveyard. Its enchant creature has flying, lifelink, and protection from vampires. It gets plus X, whereas the number of permanents you control is spirits or enchantments. If it would be put into exile or graveyard, you exile it. So it's interesting. I mean, I actually kind of like it. It's just it's interesting. Partner with someone else who I don't think you get in here. First strike, and then pay 2, sacrifice an artifact or a creature. Goad. I don't know why I was checking the back. I didn't even think it was double-faced. Attack, search your library for a basic land card that shows a land type with a land you control. Put that on the battlefield, then shuffle. That doesn't share a land type with a land you control. And then 6 mana, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. Put X counters on it, where X is the number of lands among the lands you control. Don't really get what that card's trying to do, but and then Blood Token Lady. This is the one that transforms because she was Innocent Traveler into Not So Innocent Traveler. Ooh, the green blue land looks awesome. This looks great. Pretty nice. Kind of makes you wonder what the point of Sigil Layers are now that they're just actually printing the cards out. Blood token thing. When this attacks, if you attacked with exactly one other creature this combat, uh, it gets base power 4/3. Okay, pretty interesting. Be nice if this opened up. There we go. Oh man, just these packs are so terrible to open. Oh wow, that one. Yeah, this had to have been searched, right? Because why would this have the cut on there like that? Like this is literally right out the pack. I didn't do anything. See? Like what is that? Yeah, these feel pretty searched. Okay. I don't know. Exile target creature card from your graveyard. Blah blah blah. Partner with something else when opponent attacks. Oh yeah, I know what that one does. I'm glad I'm reading it only for me, not for you guys. Random cards, and this is the enchantment where your opponents just really want to attack you for free cards, because that's what's up. Flying, it can't block and deals combat damage to a player. Create a blood token. Pay black, sacrifice 2 blood tokens, and return it from the battlefield to the graveyard. No transforming, just ooh, the foil blue green land. Yeah, these packs really do kind of feel weird. I feel like I've also gone across a lot of the cards other than Necro Duality, the $40 chase card of the whole set. But that might just be me. I don't know. I'll look it up after and try to do some research because this does feel a little weird. Uh, oh, that's a rare. I didn't even realize this is a rare. It has training, and then you can uh, remove 2 counters from it and destroy target artifact or enchantment. Um, this one makes when one more vampires you control attack, create a blood token, pay a life, like 1 mana and a life. Ugh, okay. Pay a black, tap it, and a life, and create a 1/1 vampire with lifelink. And then you can pay 2 black, tap it, sacrifice it, and 13 blood tokens, and each opponent loses 13, you gain 13. This has trample and haste for a 4/4, which is decent. And then you can transform it for 7 mana, and it's an 8/8 trample haster with other creatures you control get +1/+1 trample and haste. So pretty interesting. It's in that weird pile I just made for no reason. It's where it's gonna be for a bit, I guess. Then the Suspect's Journal again, and Edgar Markov. Other vampires you control get +1/+1. And then when it dies, you transform it, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white and black vampire creature token with lifelink, and put a bloodline counter on this. Then if there are 3 or more, remove them and transform him. So you can kind of like go back and forth and build up your board, which is kind of cool. I think that might be all the packs we have for today. That did feel kind of interesting. Searched maybe, I don't know, but not saying anything, you know. But kind of wonder what that's all about. Very very interesting. Cause I mean we didn't get Necro Duality, which was kind of the like biggest thing I was thinking about trying to get. I mean all these cards are also either full art or foil, so it's like what do I even do with these because they're not bulk, but they're also just so much of it that it's like it's also bulk. Like some of these cards, just like this card, is this ever gonna be anything but bulk, even if it's foil? Like, should I just like, what do I do? Do I sell this to someone who's like, hey, I'll just buy it for whatever? Um, I don't know. I don't know what to do, but we'll find out, I guess, someday. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next one. So have a good one. Bye.